Now I am going to discuss the articles from 245 to 263 regarding the relation between the union and the state government. The first is the chapter 1, the legislative relations, article 245 to 255, and second is the administrative relations from article 256 to 263. Article 245 is related to the extent of laws made by Parliament and by the legislature of states. Article 246 is related to the subject matter of laws made by Parliament and by the legislature of the states. Article 246A is related to a special provision with respect to goods and services tax. Article 247 is related to power of Parliament to provide for the establishment of certain additional courts. Article 248A is related to residuary powers of legislation. Article 249 is related to power of Parliament to legislate with respect to a matter in the state list in the national interest. Article 250 is related to power of Parliament to legislate with respect to any matter in the state list if a proclamation of emergency in operation. Article 251 is related to inconsistency between laws made by Parliament and articles and the laws made by the legislature of states. Article 252 is power of Parliament to legislate for two or more states by consent and adoption of such legislation by any other state. Article 253 is related to legislation for giving international agreements. Article 254 is related to inconsistency between laws made by Parliament and laws made by the legislature of states. And Article 255 is related to requirements as to recommendations and previous sanctions to be regarded as matters of procedure only. These are from Article 245 to 255 related to legislative relations. Now comes the administrative relations from Article 256 to 263. Article 256 is related to obligation of states and the union. Article 257 is related to control of the union over states in certain cases. Article 257A is again repealed. It assistant to states by deployment of armed forces or other forces of the union, represented by the Constitution 44th Amendment Act 1978. Then comes the Article 258, power of the union to confer powers etc. on states in certain cases. Article 258A is related to power of the states to entrust functions to the union. Article 259 is again repealed. Armed forces in states in Part B of the first schedule, repealed by the Constitution, 7th Amendment, Act 1956. Article 260 is related to the jurisdiction of the union in relation to territories outside India. Article 261 is related to public acts, records and judicial proceedings. Article 262 is related to adjudication of disputes relating to waters of interstate rivers or river valleys. And Article 263 is related to provisions with respect to an interstate council. These are articles from 255 to 263 regarding the relations between the union and the states. Then comes the article from 264 to 300A, finance, property, contracts and suits. Article 264 to 291 is related to finance. Article 292 to 293 is related to borrowing. Article 294 to 300 is related to property, contracts, rights, liabilities, obligations and suits. And Article 300A is related to right to property. In Article 264, interpretation. In Article 265, taxes not to be imposed, say by authority of law. Article 266 is related to consolidated funds and public accounts of India and the states. Article 267 is related to contingency fund. Article 268 is related to duties levied by the union but collected and appropriated by the state. Article 269 is related to taxes levied and collected by the union but assigned to the states. Article 269 includes levies and collection of goods and services tax in course of interstate trade or commerce. Article 270 is related to taxes levied and distributed between the union and the states. Article 271 is related to surcharge on certain duties and taxes for purpose of the union. Article 272 is again repealed. Taxes which are levied and collected by the union and may be distributed between the union and the states omitted by the Constitution 8th Amendment, Act 2000. Article 273 is related to grants in lieu of export duty on jute and jute products. Article 274 is related to prior recommendation of President required to bills affecting taxation in which states are interested. Article 275 is related to grants from the union to certain states. Article 276 is related to taxes on professions, trades, callings and employments. Article 277 is related to savings. Article 278 is again repealed. Agreement with the states in Part B of the first schedule with regard to certain financial matters, repealed by Constitution 7th Amendment Act 1956. This is Article 278. Article 279 is related to calculation of net proceeds, etc. Article 279A is related to Goods and Services Tax Council. Article 280 is related to Finance Commission. Article 281 is related to recommendations of the Finance Commission. Article 282 is related to expenditure deferable by the Union or state but out of its revenues. Expenditure defrayable by union or a state out of its revenue comes under Article 282. Article 283 includes custody, etc. of consolidated funds, contingency funds, and monies credited to the public accounts. Article 284 includes custody of suitors, depositors, and other monies received by public servants in courts. Article 285 includes exemption of property of the union from the state taxation. Article 286 includes restrictions as to imposition of tax on the sale or purchase of goods. Article 287 exemption from tax on electricity. Article 288 includes exemption from taxation by states in respect of water or electricity in certain cases. Article 289 includes exemption of property and income of a state from union taxation. Article 290 includes adjustment in respect of certain expenses and pensions. Article 290A includes annual payment to certain Devas Swam funds. And Article 291 is again repealed. It includes privy purse sum of rulers, repealed by the Constitution of 26th Amendment Act 1971. These are up to the Article 291. Now I comes to article related to borrowing from Article 292 to 293. This which I will discuss in the next video.